That's an easy.
Yeah, man. We're just. Hey, this is it, man. We're in. We're
I'm ready,
back.
boy, either way.
We're actually back, bro. How you look doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Out here.
Hey.
You know how that goes. We're actually, bro. Listen, we're saying we're back here because there'll be people who don't know that we've even gone anywhere.
True.
But it's been a minute.
It really has.
It's been a minute that we've been out the studio, man. Like, where we been?
When was the
What's
last
been-
time we recorded?
In the studio.
Yeah, in the studio.
Back end of 2020. You know?
October, maybe? September, October.
It's been a good couple of months.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a minute.
It is
That's
actually.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Nah, but it's all good though, man. We've been getting busy. We've been staying busy. It's not
Yeah.
just been chilling,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So like, for the people who don't know us, man, who are we? What do we do? Get me?
Boy. Well,
What we
as it
been doing?
unfolds, you know, literally, we're here to, you know, serve you, right information for you as it
Mhm.
unfolds. You know, we're here to inform, inspire, to explore.
Yep.
That
We're just
part.
trying to provide information and learn with the community
Mm-hmm.
with what's going on our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, really.
Yeah,
How
literally.
would you guys put it?
No, I would say the same. Like, learn with the people because we
Mhm.
obviously don't know everything, you know.
Yeah,
So
facts.
yeah, but just share our journeys
Mm.
of getting to where we need to be in this thing we call life or whatever.
Yeah, man. I feel like that's the most important part, like the fact that we do it together.
Mm-hmm.
Like just learning the things that we encounter on a day to day, and understanding that it can change.
Yeah, definitely.
It can be different. What I thought 6 months ago
Yeah,
can be different from now.
definitely.
Like what I thought coming into this about what a podcast is gonna be and whatever,
Very
bro,
different.
drastic.
Yeah,
It's
Very,
definitely.
very
different.
different.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Get me? But yeah, man, it's all a part of the process and a part of the learning.
Mm.
I feel like this journey for us has been crazy. Like, not everyone knows how we even got together, how we
Mhm.
formed it, how we've grown and changed the movement, how we've changed our style, how we built the brand, the social media element of this, learning about what a podcast is,
The
That part.
rebranding.
the
Don't
rebranding,
forget.
the rebranding,
The
Yeah, literally.
rebranding.
you know,
Getting finessed.
getting
Yeah,
finessed by a
literally.
certain company, what name.
We ain't
You get me?
even when
What
it,
happens.
that's a story we'll get into
We'll
in
get
a
to that one
different
at
day.
one point,
But
but-
you get me?
We've been through
So
it all.
funny.
And I think the beautiful thing about what we're doing today, or
Yeah.
just in this journey, is
Mm-hmm.
the meaning behind it, like the
Mhm.
cause we're trying to serve.
Yeah,
Because there's
facts.
so many podcasts, and it's not a competition thing. We're just here to, you know, meet the people where they are, with what
Yeah.
they need,
Mm-mm.
in a way they can digest it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it for a cause that we support, I believe we support, and we're just finding ways to, you know, give people information, you know, take back control,
Yeah.
decentralize, you know, resources, and just share with people. So
Yeah, literally.
you get me? If it's your first time listening, stay tuned, because
For
there's gonna
real.
be some flipping lit stuff,
For
Some
real.
lit- yo,
very lit stuff.
Listen,
For
there's
real.
actually some stuff planned, you know. There's
For
actually
real.
some stuff planned with some interesting people. man.
Literally, I think before we get into catch up, let's give them a bit of like, what do we kind of do? Like, what kind of things do we talk about? What's our kind of, you know, our strengths? What kind of areas do we tap into so they know for the future what to look forward to? You know,
Do you know what? Yeah, I think it's different because, or it's a tough question to answer because each of us have our different things that we're
Mhm.
kind of keen on.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that we bring to the table when that makes sense for us. So in those areas, like for example, me, it might be like, I don't know, sports. It might be communication. You lot know I'm big on like the whole family dynamic thing and
Mhm.
like just people generally, like person centered. You might be more tech. You know, you might bring law into it or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the areas that we are not particularly good at, I feel like that's where the wider community fills in.
yeah,
Yeah.
In a sense of the type of people that we bring on. Like it's
Yeah.
not just raw. That person's got clout. If you got something that we feel is sick and other
Mm.
people can proper benefit from, like you're a part of it.
I
but
think also like we don't, from the episodes we've released so far, we don't shy away from really anything
Agreed.
so far.
that
Like we're
part.
just like, you know, if we feel like it's an interesting topic or something that people should learn about, then we're not afraid to go and do the research and come and discuss it. And I think that's what makes us different
Mm-mm.
to some other people that might stick to, like, say for example, relationships or sports or
I
whatever.
feel like it's vibes.
Yeah,
It's vibes, innit?
Vibes.
for real.
We're just trying to
always.
equip people,
Yeah.
That's
and that's boundless.
And ourselves, you
You know
know,
what I mean?
first
And
and
ourselves.
foremost.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because you know, like there's a certain pressure that comes with, rah, you lot are saying, boom, boom, boom. This is basically not a manuscript, but
Mhm.
this is what's the norm, and this is what's right, and this is what's wrong. There's a
Mhm.
pressure for you to be like, right, I've got to live up to that.
Yeah.
I've got to embody that in my day to day. And there's been
Yeah.
certain times I've had to check myself, like, right, I'm not, on the pod a week ago, we was talking about, and I'm moving like this now. Like
Yeah.
it's a contradiction. So you got to always, like, people will remind you,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
what you
Yeah.
said. That's a crazy thing. Like,
Yeah.
people will come to you and be like, oh, you know when you said this on your pod? And I was like, bro, I was joking.
But people are listening,
ramping.
isn't it?
People are listening.
Yeah.
Bro. So it reminds you of how much weight
Mhm.
what you say it has,
Yeah.
which is sick. It's
And
a
that
sick
people are listening.
100. Big up the people, man.
Yeah,
Because
for
people have
real.
rocked with us. People
Yeah,
We do this for
100,
you. We do
100.
this for you. This is
People have
we're
rocked
only
with us
here
for
because
real.
of the people.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
the only thing that's
100,
gonna
man.
keep us relevant and keep us serving this valiant cause. So
Mhm.
Big up, man.
big up the people. But without further ado, we're
Mhm.
here. Like we're visual now
Mhm.
to go along with the audio.
Yeah.
Let's catch you guys up. What's been going on? What was the reason for our sort of break, and how have we been keeping busy and occupied in those times?
Mhm.
The
Well.
first question, Sarah, answer it.
I just think ultimately for me, I felt a bit burnt out.
Mhm.
Like I felt like at that time I was doing a bit too much and I didn't feel like I had the capacity to give 100% to the podcast like how I wanted to. And for me to come back and have had a break, I feel like now I'm ready. Like I'm ready to give it all my all again. But I feel like had we had continued at that time, I probably wouldn't have been able to give all I could. But also like COVID, do you know what I mean? We went back in another lockdown.
Yep.
So like getting back in the studio was difficult. It was hard. But yeah, mainly just like burnout. I was tired. I'm not even gonna lie, people. That's normal to be tired.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I was tired and I needed a break. So yeah.
I
I
like that.
feel like, along with that, or like a part of the cause was we did a lot,
Yeah, we did.
We were doing a lot. Like, we were hammering it
Mm-hmm.
in terms of not just what people could see, but what they couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like there was so much reaching out to bare different people. And then
Yeah.
you're reaching out to all these different people and you've got all these different people hitting you back all at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
And you've got to handle that, and it's like, rah, now man's got to handle that, then we've got to handle the socials, then we've got
Yeah.
to make sure we're putting out the episodes, then we got
Yeah,
to...
it's a
Then
lot.
life.
Then
Like our
life.
actual lives.
Yeah,
do you know what I
And then
mean?
then
Like
you're indoors, and it's like, right. And on top of it,
mm,
we were still learning each other as a trio.
yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
You feel me? We're still
Yeah.
learning each other as a trio, still learning, raw. This is this person's capacities. This is that person's capacities.
Mm-hmm.
That person likes this done that way. Sarah likes this done that way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and whatever.
Mm.
And I'm learning myself
Mm-hmm.
where I fit
Yeah.
in that trio. You feel
Mhm.
me?
Mhm.
Like, so I feel like it got to a point where it was like, let's just step back and
Yeah.
just proper
Take a
look at it.
breather.
Just
Yeah.
proper look at it and
Yeah,
make sure it makes
reassess,
sense.
isn't it? Yeah.
I'd have to agree, man. And I think you both said it perfectly, because look, this is how it is. This is what it's like to run a podcast. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
You can be fully intentional, but not know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
was-
I ain't
So,
sad
yeah.
about it. I ain't mad about it.
It's true.
We're here. Do you know what I mean? We're here, and it's good though, because this is part
Yeah.
of the journey. Like, we was disagreeing. Let's keep it real.
Blood.
We disagree. We weren't
I
seeing
look
eye
at
to
certain
eye.
texts, Jamal's my guy. I'm looking at certain texts. I'm like, what's wrong with this brother, man? Like,
I heard that.
what's going on with my man? Like, what's he doing? Like,
But I guess that's what happens when you got competing ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like so passionate about what we're doing that no, my idea, and then my idea, and then we're like, whoa. When you really deep it, we all have the same idea. We're just approaching it in different
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just package it differently.
Yeah,
But the end goal
literally.
is the same, and that's part of our journey, was to just unpick our differences
Mm-hmm.
and bring the best out of each other. So I think
Yeah.
the break was necessary to just rebrand, reimagine
Reassess.
again as well how we're gonna sort
Yeah.
of land this. And now we had the honeymoon thing is kind of overish.
Yeah.
Now we can really get to work.
Yeah, facts.
It's definitely done.
It's done.
But it's important to talk to people decide, because
Yeah.
you just see these really polished podcasts. Everyone's happy. They're all just like singing off the same hymn sheet, and it's all just great. They must be besties. Maybe they're not.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's true.
I mean, we are all friends. I'm saying to you,
Yeah.
everyone is. And
Yeah.
we had to genuinely make that friendship
Mm-hmm.
and genuinely, earn each other's trust and learn our styles. So for us, I think it was good to have a break to just, rejuvenate ourselves. I guess realign with the cause as well.
Mm-hmm.
Realign with the cause and just manage it in a more effective way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed.
I'd say.
100%.
I feel like understanding the time period is. I don't know what we expected, or I don't know what you guys expected yet, but
Mm.
there was parts where it was like, raw, this has got to go now.
Mm.
We got to do boom, boom now. People need to see this right now.
Yeah.
What's in my head? has to become a reality now. And it
Yeah.
was like, there's time.
Yeah.
There's time. Like,
Yeah.
you can actually pace yourself and
Mm-hmm.
do things accordingly,
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
opposed to, okay, first episode drop July, end of July. By January, this has got to be
Yeah.
the highest version of it. So, but it's like,
Mhm.
we're actually babies in this thing.
Yeah,
like,
organic growth, isn't it?
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
I
And I
think-
feel like the way that, sorry to cut you off,
That's
bro,
all good.
but I feel like the way that people connect with us
Mm.
just naturally
Mhm.
is, I rock with it heavy, man. I wouldn't change it. I like to see people, especially people I don't know at all,
Yeah.
who are not you lot's friends either. People
Yeah.
I don't know, just hitting me up like, yo, you lot's thing is sick.
Yeah.
Or I liked what you lot said, or I boom, boom, boom.
Mm.
That's wavy to me.
Mhm.
You know, just being at that stage where nobody really knows you like that, but you're able to still impart something on someone.
Yeah, it's
To
true.
me, that's priceless, man. That's
Gives
dope.
you reassurance, doesn't it, that you're
That I
doing
ain't
something that
stupid.
people listen to. Yeah, definitely.
No,
For
I'd
real.
have to agree, man. I think, seeing as you've kind of explained kind of why we took a break, I guess it's important to let people know kind of what we want out of this as well. Like from our own
Mhm.
perspectives,
Mhm.
like what's our own opinions of this offering and our visions for it. Now that we're back, you know?
Why don't you answer that first?
Innit?
Okay. So I guess from my point of view, I see this as like a constant moving train of learning.
Mhm.
And the journey is kind of indefinite right now.
Mm.
But the aim is to pick up as many people as you can on this track.
Mhm.
And we're going to pick them up wherever they are.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean that metaphorically, for their mental state and their life situation.
Mhm.
I don't want people to be anything like that. They're not. I just want to be on this train with them on this journey.
Mhm.
Let's learn things together. Let's educate together. Let's inform together.
Yeah.
I think particularly our community, for all our greatness, we suffer when it comes to like uniting to, I guess, achieve a higher cause sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think what this podcast is about, you know, our purpose on this podcast, I think, in my opinion, is, I always say it, it's reducing information asymmetry. We're trying to align information, not so that we can tell you what's right or wrong,
Mhm.
but just trying to give you more information so that you can make better choices for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, all I see is we're on a train. The journey is indefinite, and we're just trying to meet you where you are and take you to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
enough
what you're
for me.
saying.
Do you know what? One thing that I really like
Mhm.
is, I say it before, I've said it before, I keep saying it, like, when we was growing up, the options that we had, you know, we didn't really know what was available to us in terms of, for me it was, if you're not going to be a football player or in sports, you got to be a rapper or you got to go the academic route.
Mhm.
But it's, what if you didn't want to do anything
Mhm.
like related to those areas? What if you wasn't really interested in that?
Yeah.
You didn't really know the options and you were just left kind of floating.
Mhm.
But then, now you look at people and you're thinking, wow, bro, there's so many dope people doing amazing out of the box things from our communities, and I really want to like sit and have conversations with those people.
Yeah.
You know, be able to show, especially like the younger lot growing up, or even people our age, because there's a lot of people
Mhm.
who don't know
Mm.
what they want to do still, and that's all right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, they don't know where their life is headed or what direction they have for it.
Mhm.
But just bringing those people to the forefront so that they can inspire people, because we're not gonna be able to do it all.
Yeah,
sure.
Believe
definitely.
it or not, like,
Yeah.
as much as, you know, we can say what we want to say that's inspiring, or we can have the vision that's nice and it's pretty, we're
Mhm.
not going to be able to reach everyone with just who we are.
Yeah.
Like, picking out the different sick people from our communities and places that we're from, and shining a light on them and saying, yo, boom, that is sick, that's something that you can do. And also just connecting those people with other people.
Yeah.
You know, just being able to just bring us all together with some sort of shared knowledge.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sick. As well as what you said, but I feel like that for me, like the people focus is something that in my head is just like, bruv,
Yeah.
that's me, like.
Mm.
No, I agree. I think the more I think about this, the more my answers changes slightly. Like,
Mm.
I think for me, it's like I keep younger Sarah in mind. Like, what would Sarah 10 years ago need to know, or what would she feel was important? How do I reach her? But then the more I think about it, it's like you said, like, it doesn't have to be that I'm an older sister. Maybe I'm just someone's sister. Like, we're sitting down, we're having a conversation, like, we're sharing different opinions, we're sharing different viewpoints. And I think that's the beauty of this. Like, we're all so different and we all have such different opinions that when those opinions come together, it's like people can take all that information and be like, okay, based on what I've heard, I believe this, or wow, I never thought of that before. And I think that in itself is extremely powerful. When you give people a range of different opinions, it can make such beauty. And I think that's the main thing, really, like just giving people the information they need to make the decisions that are in their best interest.
For real. Like allowing people to just have options. Like, because like people can do amazing things when they just know what is available to them. And especially in a time where there's so much information out there, like on the internet, you can access so much. It's hard to know what connects with you.
It's true.
It's hard to know, like, wow, I'm gonna try that because it makes sense. When there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds of things out there that you can do. Like, it's difficult and no examples of them. You're basically just seeing them as titles, just like, oh, that's a psychologist, that's a sports, that's a whatever. Do you know what I mean? But actually having real life examples, and some of the people that we've met as well, doing this are sick.
100.
And they do stuff I never heard of before. Like, so
definitely.
it's mad what is actually out there and how much people don't know. So
connecting dots, innit? That's it, really.
Big facts,
Literally.
blood.
That's a good way of summarizing it, connecting the
Big
dots.
facts, blood.
How you guys been though?
Fam.
That's the key. How have you been in the time that we've been?
Yeah, man. Now that we've done this little intro, reintroduction, how have we been for real, man?
Boy, I'll start because it's been mad. It's been mad. Like these last how many months has been crazy. Part of me's been like, let's get back in the studio, let's start recording. We need to give information
Part
to
of
people.
you, this guy was
all of you.
Blood. Man was blowing up the group chat.
Talking mad. I'm not gonna lie, I was
even
mad.
mad, fam.
I was impatient. It was just the passion that was just driving me. Like, we have to do something. We can't lose relevance. We can't get too comfortable in a stillness, which is ironic because now I'm like, let's kind of slow it down a little bit. It's just funny how life works out, right?
Definitely.
That's how I've been feeling. But I guess in this time though, we've been doing our Insta take twos. It's been great. Short snaps of us answering questions about life and giving people some opinions and some viewpoints, which has been good on the old Insta. Using this time to get back into gym, fitness, pursue other parts of my academia, working on my job a bit more, my sort of mental health, my spiritual health.
Break it down, because you're listing things. Break it down.
All right, teacher. So I started the first one. Which was what? I'll say first. We'll start with like my my fitness. So trying to get into a good gym routine. Gyms are open now, but also prior to that, stretching. We was working out for months, for weeks, I guess, in the park. Just going at it, just getting back into a routine, keeping it healthy, watching what I'm eating a bit more.
It's definitely
Probably months, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely
So just doing that, like using the time productively. Also, I'm a bit of like a autodidact, so like I'm a bit of like a self-learner. So I like to go and find things to learn and read and just like study and become better at. So I'll be studying like property, just to understand how the property market works. Specific things within technology that I'm interested in. So I'm looking at right now like machine learning, trying to understand a bit more, so that if one day I make an app, I've got the skill set to make it, and I'm not over reliant on a technical person out of myself. And then I guess looking at things like cryptocurrencies, just investments really, understanding ETFs, stocks and funds, understanding different ways of moving money, maneuvering money, and managing and leveraging credit. So always trying to learn new things. And I'm a massive reader, so I've just been getting through books. Trying to stay sane. Trying to stay sane.
It's funny because like mine is quite the opposite. I've like I said, I was feeling very burnt out, so my reaction was to slow things all the way down. Like I was doing so much, the podcast, working full time, doing masters, doing so much that by the time it got to the end, I was like, you know what, Sarah, we actually need some time to breathe. So put the masters on hold, put the podcast on hold. I just sat with myself and was like, what's important for us right now? Kind of the same. I started like a journey of like trying to get healthier, focusing on my health, mental, physical, spiritual, all forms of health. And just slowing things down, not feeling this need to like constantly be on 10, 10. Which I've been for basically majority of my life. So that's hard. But yeah, I need
That's
to pick up
pressure.
some of that stuff again, like the reading and stuff.
That's pressure, man.
Yeah,
Like, imagine actually having to like feeling like you've got to be on 10 all the time.
it's
Yeah.
stressful.
What is that like? Well, how do you manage that, bro?
You can't. You get burnt out because it's like it's unattainable. It's attainable, but you can't maintain that
Yeah.
forever. Like eventually, you're gonna have to be like, I need to take a step back and relax.
Comes at a cost.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
That
Comes
is
at
the best
cost.
way of putting it. It comes at a cost. It really does. Yeah, but that's the world we live in, isn't it? Like,
Proper.
yeah, toxic movement. Is that a thing? Like constantly having to be on the go because that's really, really good and it's really positive because you always have to be doing something.
It's a rat race.
Toxic
The
productivity.
rat
To
race.
be fair.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you're doing stuff in spite of what your body or your mind is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're just like, right,
Yeah.
boom, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
literally.
It's robotic. Like you wake up and you're like, all right, boom, this got to be done. That's got to be done. This got to be done.
Literally.
And then you're doing all of these things. Or sometimes you just spend a lot of time thinking about doing them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
just spend a lot of time thinking about doing it. And it doesn't,
Yeah.
not that it doesn't get done, yeah, but there's such a worry attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that worry, I don't know, yeah. For me, sometimes I wake up, yeah, not now, but
Yeah.
in the past, I used to wake up thinking, oh man, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's ruining my sleep, bruv. Ruining my sleep.
Yeah.
Man, go to bed. The moment I go to bed, I hit the sheets and I'm like,
All the thoughts rush to your head.
Money, bro.
Yeah.
I got to get rich, bro.
Well, I'm resonating still. I'm resonating with you right now. I'm resonating. That's funny.
I
Yeah?
got to get rich, blood.
I feel like sometimes we're just not bold enough, and this is not an act to no one, but this is everyone, right? We're just not bold enough.
It's not an act. No one.
Not
it's
in particular.
everyone.
This is everyone, yeah. Me
Yeah.
included. It's not that. Sometimes, yeah. Do you ever just stop and like be bold enough to say, why, like, but why are we doing these things? Like, just like, let's bring it back to like the most simplest form. Do we ever just think, do we know why we're doing anything we're doing? Are we just doing things to fill the time, or because we're told it's what we should be doing, or
Yeah.
it's been common parlance for so long? This is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you want to go and make that decision?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so upset about how much you earn? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to do this or do that? And I think we get so caught up in that, but never asking why. And this is what I mean about freedom. Like, freedom is the ultimate joy like you need in life, you know? Just do what you want.
But is that even achievable,
Yeah,
freedom?
that's what I'm saying. What's freedom though? What
I
is
think
that?
it is,
like?
you know?
Do you think
To a
so?
degree. I
What's
think it is,
what's
man.
freedom though?
But it's,
'Cause
it's
freedom,
subjective,
yeah,
but
'cause I can't lie, yeah. Not even no offense, but somebody could say, "Fam, homeless people are free.
that's
They're
what I
not
mean.
tied to
But
anything."
if they felt happy and free, then to me they're free, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
So what? Freedom is happiness.
freedom is just more about the ability to move at your own will, and like to make decisions that are not solely tied to other people's decisions or transactions or things that have to be governed towards you. It's just making choices that you want to control.
But then playing devil's advocate, then we're all free. Because really, when you deep it, we make the choice to go to work. We make the choice to get up and do certain things.
I feel you,
Under
Do you know what I
duress.
mean?
but it's a point like
Under
it's
duress.
we're coerced. We're coerced into these
Go
free
work,
lives.
otherwise you ain't got nowhere to stay, bro.
Yeah.
You
But you
ain't got
could
no
work and
food.
enjoy your work.
Yeah,
You could do
true.
this, like the ways you can do these things to earn money. Again, money is the currency of the world. We get that. But
Yeah.
you could enjoy it. You could.
Yeah.
But we're scared to just say, you know what, take a gap year. We're scared because if you take a gap year, people say, why aren't you working? Why aren't you making money? Why are you chilling for? As you mentioned, talk to productivity. We're not saying downtime's okay. You can't just figure it out for a couple of years. It's like if you say, I don't want to work, actually, I think it's shit. Oh, you're being lazy. No, but I just don't like it. Like, it's okay to not like certain things. It's just finding what you do like that can achieve the same goals is the hard part. But it's the bravery we need to be like, no, actually, let me step out of this norm and say, hey, I'm going to follow a path that makes sense for me. Again, I know I'm being a bit idealistic. I mean, to get money. I'm not saying that, but still, like, to some degree, we need to just take back the power of saying, nah, man, let's do this on our time.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It reminds me of that convo that we had. I can't remember what episode it was, man, but it was one that we had with Michael. That Michael was there. Big up Michael. But where he was like, people are always asking, what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing next? What's like literally you could have graduated. You're at your ceremony. Someone's gonna pull you to the so what's your plans? I'm like, blood, man. I'm in the middle of taking a photo.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody always wants to know what
Yeah.
is next. So there's that pressure from young primary school. What's next? You going secondary school? Okay. what secondary school you got. You're supposed to know everything.
Mhm.
Secondary school, what college? All right, cool. What college? No college? Apprenticeship? What you doing? That's done. Uni? What you saying? Uni done?
Mm.
All right, cool. Uni
Job.
finished?
Yeah.
What
Or
job?
masters.
What we doing? Like, what's
Yeah.
there's always that thing of move, keep moving. If you're not
Mm.
moving, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so ironic here because in this time where there's been the pandemic and whatever, we realize that that's not true.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're forced to be still, isn't it?
Forced to be still.
Yeah.
And in that stillness, for us,
Mhm.
we made a flipping podcast.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it was before COVID, innit?
Mm.
Mhm.
Like, we've been putting it in the works before COVID and all of this stuff. But
Mhm.
all of the work was done
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where it was like, okay, so what we doing? And we found something that we actually liked.
Mhm.
Something that we're actually mad passionate
Yeah,
about. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I rock with it. I actually hear what you're saying in a sense of, you actually just got to sit with yourself and figure out what you like.
Mm.
What gives you life.
Agreed.
But
A lot of
also
people
sit
don't
with
have
your.
room to do that though.
That is literally exactly what I was going to say. But
Don't
also
agree.
sit with yourself and just be still, because sometimes you don't have the mental capacity, you don't have the
No.
space to do that. Like, I know that obviously we're in horrible times, pandemic, COVID, but I feel like it's been good because it's forced people to be still,
Mm.
to just be like, actually, like,
Figure it out.
what do I want from life? What makes me happy? And also give space for a lot of issues to surface, so people can work through those issues.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because like with this move
Or
mentality,
leave them.
it's very easy to get lost in, oh, let me just focus on this and focus on this, and all these issues that you're pushing aside, they don't ever really come up. But when you're still, that's when they start to come up,
Yeah.
you know, and then you can work through them, and then you're the best version of yourself you can be. So yeah.
It's like I was listening to a podcast, the I Am Athlete podcast, right? And he was talking about COVID, and he was like, basically it's a group of men, and they talk about lots of different issues, but mainly within sports, within the NFL. So they was talking about the effect of COVID, and the long and short, he was like, bruv, I'm at home with my wife, and before COVID, we was pretty much on the brink of breaking up, going our separate ways. We was looking at each other like, what we doing? And then he was like, COVID came, and now we've got to have that conversation. And he was like, we called it forced communication because you can't go nowhere.
True.
You're forced to address head on whatever it is you was dodging.
Yeah.
And I feel like even in going to work, even in going to the gym or staying busy and whatever, we're ducking certain things. We're just avoiding bare stuff,
Agreed.
just dodging and diving. And I do it. But even with COVID, it taught me ways to address that. Like to unpick and unpack certain things, which was a sick experience for me. I can't even lie.
No, I agree. I think we're at a place now where hopefully we can take something meaningful out of these times, you know? It's not been great in many ways, but there's been gems of opportunities to be like, you know what? I can reflect on myself a bit more clearly and cogently and use this time to say, right, okay, what's going to be different next time round? If there's ever a next time. God forbid, innit? But if there's ever a next time, what can I do differently? And, you know, to your point, Sarah, about, you know, just sitting with your thoughts and being still to allow the traumas to resurface. And as you say, you're constantly ducking them, so you're evading the situation. When you're still, they come to the surface. And I think when you have that stillness, you don't need to find yourself as much because you're in a space where you can create yourself because the issues exist in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can choose to take the opportunity to move past those because you can address them. So, yeah, we've been gone, but we're back.
We back, baby.
And we're coming out on full attack as well. You know,
Yep.
we're coming out on full attack where, as you mentioned earlier, we have to give it 100%. We've always said that this is not a job.
442.
It's definitely not a
ultimate
job.
Attack.
Yeah, ultimate attack indeed.
Ultra attack.
But it's a full-time commitment. You know, we can't do this part-time. Yes, it's not a job, but it's a full-time commitment to something.
Sarah's
we
like,
believe in. So looking at me like,
I'm getting boundaries.
Boundaries is important. That will, you know,
Yeah,
be
big
good
facts,
for
big
another
facts.
episode. But
Yeah.
I think it's important that we realize that, you know, we're in this for something important. So we'll do it our way.
Yeah.
And we'll do it right. So guys, you know, this is only the catch up one. This is a mellow conversation. It's all about recollection and reflection. But as we progress through the episode, as you get to understand who we are more, hopefully you'll learn something along the way too, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Question though, how was like being away, or like say for example COVID and whatever, how was that like affected your creativity, your ability to be creative?
I think it's helped me
Mm.
personally, ironically enough. Maybe not in the sense of the podcast and stuff like that, but in terms of my actual space, my environment at home, I've had to think of different ways to make the space fit me. Because, you
Yeah.
know, before, like, we spend so much time in the office that, like, little things that would annoy you, you'd be like, oh, whatever, like,
Yeah.
another time. But because I'm constantly at home, I'm now like, you know what? Let me take my week off to redecorate the stairs or redecorate the corridor, even my room, like, things like that. I feel like it's allowed me to express what I feel helps me, as in, like, my space and constantly being at home.
Yeah.
But in some ways, I feel like it's made it a little bit difficult, because I feel like sometimes you get ideas from other people and being in different places. And when that's taken away from you, it can stifle your ideas of creativity a bit. But yeah, helped, but not helped. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's taught me not to force it.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'm a creative person naturally anyway,
Mhm.
but it's taught me not to like, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Yeah, true.
It's calm.
Yeah,
It's
true.
cool. It's cool.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong. I feel similarly. I think, you know, in some ways it's been great for creativity because I've had time
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't have before.
Yeah.
Or actually, you know, the time's always been there,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't using it properly.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to utilize time a bit more effectively. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I could just have my space to myself, working from home all the time, being at home all the time, gave me time to think about what's important to me,
Mm-hmm.
like you said. But I guess it stifled me in other ways though,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I guess like just not getting fresh air as much and not being around people, because I'm a person that I
Yeah.
thrive off energies around me. I'm quite collaborative like that. I want to kind of synergize,
Yeah.
you know, and being about we can both pool our resources and our ideas together.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like at times I was stifled. I was getting brain fog. I'm not gonna lie, frequently. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'd like to seem I'm half decent, you know, intellectually, but I was getting brain fog quite regularly. Like just not really sure what I was thinking.
Mm.
And because of the free time, it can almost go the other way because you're almost overthinking
Yeah,
and
true.
you're in that analysis paralysis, and you start. I did it this morning and last night, right? It's like cool, right? Sunday. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I forgot we were
You
recording
forgot.
today. Yeah, keep it real.
Yeah.
I forgot we were recording today because I was so caught up on trying to be organized.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I forgot I was recording today. I was like, cool,
Irony. Irony.
Yeah, I know.
But I was
innit?
like, you know, last night I was like, cool. I'll go to bed at 11.
Yeah.
Pick, get in bed. I'm gonna watch something about some stocks and shares. Sleep. Then in the morning, I'm gonna go gym. I'm gonna cook, do my shop for the week, and look some houses. That's my plan. And then my brother here called me in the morning, like, saying, "Yo, so what? I think, what do you want?" Like, then it hit me. Oh, we got to record today.
Lol.
So like, sometimes the creativity has been stifled because I've been like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to start to
You
fit
even
everything
pick up
in.
the first time. That
I
I was
didn't.
like,
I saw it, I
yeah,
thought,
man. I was like,
I'll
yeah,
get back to him.
man. He's
Not
lying.
gonna
He
lie.
was sleeping. He was sleeping.
I was awake still.
He was awake.
I was
So you
awake.
didn't see the chat
Respond-
popping off. You didn't
this-
see us
this guy's
talking
a
to each
joke.
No,
other.
I
in
was
the
awake. No, I
chat.
didn't.
That's
So
a joke, man.
the phone wasn't with me. I was awake.
Yeah. Okay.
And I saw, it's probably just a chat. I can get back to that. I was doing my daily routine. I was going to the gym
Yeah.
with my boy. I had to tell him, listen, bro, I gotta put it to later on. But anyway, my point is, creativity was stifled. So I
Yeah.
was constantly trying to fit things in that I wouldn't want to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So the free time can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing if you
Yeah.
don't use it properly.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
No, it's true.
Nah, I hear it. I hear it, man.
Mm.
Alright, boom, man. What are we expecting, man? What are we expecting, like going forward? Obviously not, you know, throwing out any of the something.
Yeah, we
But-
can't be giving it too much gems.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
What are we,
Yeah.
what are we like, expecting? Like, what's the direction for you? Like,
Big
in the-
things. Big things.
No
Big
pressure.
F
Yeah.
vibes.
I want all the pressure. I want all the
Big
pressure
F
because that's
vibes.
how I
All the
thrive.
smoke, I
Yeah,
mean.
what all the smoke. I
All
feel
the
like
smoke, come
I'm
on.
telling you, this podcast
Mm.
is different.
Different.
It's
How
different.
can you
and
not
we're
be excited when you hear that? Like, what
And
the
we're
hell?
on. Like we're on. Because we mean it.
Yeah.
I said this. We said it on the first episode. Yeah.
Hmm?
We're not doing this to pay the bills.
It's not
Like
for
Yeah,
the
for
gas and
real.
Lekki is good. This is a passion
It's true.
project.
It's
yeah.
true.
And they need to fully get that. Like this isn't about revenue here.
It's true.
Don't get me wrong, man. He's good, but
The
this
money's
isn't about
good.
revenue here. The gas and
Yeah.
Lekki will stay on. We can afford our bills.
On.
This is
Mhm.
purely because we care. I want in 5-10 years, maybe even if we've changed our route, people to have this as a resource bank, just a resource bank, an interactive resource bank where they can say, you know what, yeah, I want to know how to do this. And somewhere in our beautiful arsenal of information, there'll be that. It's a catalogue of life. We're going to give you a catalogue of life over the years. No one ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. They're not really doing that.
They're not really doing
And
that.
I ain't trying to act no one. I'm trying to
Ain't
start a
trying to
little
act no one.
podcast for here. 'Cause that's just long.
Yeah.
But I respect everyone else's cause. But what we're trying to do is, I'm telling you, it's
come get
different.
it.
Yeah.
And the effort put in behind the scenes is different.
Yeah.
Like, I even annoy you guys with like, guys, should we plan? Should we have a call today?
Piss
I
it,
even
man,
annoy you lot with this because I want
Piss
to make
man
it
off.
perfect. I
Yeah.
want people to have things that they can refer back to you. There could be a kid who's 18 going to his first
You need to
job.
start
and it's
taking notes. That's what you need to start doing, because we have these conversations
Again
a
and
million
again
times.
and again.
like, I'm kind of
You
repetitive.
need to start taking notes.
Yeah, it's out the bag. But people need information. We're not the oracle of truth, but we can support.
Yeah.
We've got great skill sets. We can be funny. We can do the job. We can do the comedian thing. We can do all that as well. But we can give you something as well. That's going to be long lasting. We're here for longevity. We're here to give you longevity based information, longevity based experiences. We can do the fun stuff as well. But expect that. Expect conversations about your intimate relationship, your sex life, without going into much detail. Expect conversations about your money management, building your career, creativity, entrepreneurial paths, your family.
There
the
used to be some
dynamics.
dope people.
Great
Bro, like,
content,
I'm
great
telling you,
people.
man, we met some dope people, guys.
The backlog is crazy.
Backlog's
Just wanna
mad.
say to you, the backlog is mad. It's just a matter
Backlog's
of timing. Stick with us.
It's crazy, like, when you
Yeah.
deep who you know.
Just
Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy when you deep who you know and what they're doing. And it's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
alright.
It's true.
Stay with us. It's happening either way, if you're here or not. But the more of your hair, the greater it's gonna be. I'm telling you.
You know the vibes.
Nothing's off to the table either.
You know
Yeah.
There's
for
nothing we're not
real.
gonna cater to. Because a bit of us is in a bit of everyone. I actually believe that.
part.
So I'll say no more.
Yeah, man. Say no more.
What is there to add to that? That's
Boy.
it, really,
Yeah,
isn't
man.
it?
We got a little Wally monologue in. You know how that go.
Yeah.
only right,
Have
you get
to,
me?
have to.
You know how that go.
I gotta just say the lick every now and then. So
Yeah, man.
happens.
But you know what? We'll wrap it up, man. We keep it moving from there. Until the next time, innit?
sounds good as it unfolds. Thank you guys. Stay
You know how that
tuned.
go, you know how that
Thank
go.
you.